Decoding Skills Development Legislation with your host, Darren Vandenberg. Hey, and welcome to another episode of Legislation Review. I am busy unpacking RPL, Recognition of Prior Learning, and it's a coordination policy, Policy 1. I will do SAQA policy and the QC policy next. This is the last discussion on this policy. I'm looking at the last 2 points of the policy. It's on page 16. So the first point is funding for RPL implementation, and it just talks about the absence of sustainable funding has been identified as a clear barrier to wide-scale RPL. This coordinating mechanism must advise the minister on how funding will work. And then it says, it is possible for RPL implementation would become feasible and sustainable if there was a secure and regular funding source for at least the next 5-year period. So funding is a problem for RPL, but one of the bigger problems is greed. If training providers and institutions actually have a deep dive into the look of how they can offer RPL, remain sustainable, so it's not about not being business, but they can definitely review their pricing in a big way. And some of our clients are doing that and actually reaping the benefits. Okay, the last point on RPL is transitional arrangements. And it just talks about scoping research project will be taken by the DHET in order to, with the 3 quality councils to come together to create the mechanism, that RPL coordinating mechanism, and an initial proposal about the funding requirements for national coordinating mechanism for RPL implementation needs to be developed by DHET. Once the policy is published, DHET will undertake national workshops with interested parties to guide the establishment of RPL centres. And this becomes very questionable for me. I don't know if there's a need for RPL centres if you've got your training providers, your workplace. Okay, all right, it's there nonetheless. And there are RPL projects which are managed by SAQA. These should continue until they are completed, and the progress of the project should be reported to DHET. Okay, so that's pretty much the wrap up of the Recognition of Prior Learning Coordination Policy for South Africa. All right, have a good one, and we'll chat again soon. Bye.